television of Burkina Faso. Welcome to this program dedicated to Black Summer 2025, an event that will take place in the USA in July 4th, 2025. Black Summer is an Afro-descendant movement that will mobilize African Americans across the nation to declare independence from what they call a racist America. To further know about it, I'm with the initiator of this movement, Ramzi Yunus. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We'll get straight to the point, Ramzi Yunus. Could you tell us more about the Black Summer 2025?
Well, many of you may be familiar with the Arab Spring of 2011. The Arabs rose up during that time. I guess it was springtime. So they threw off tyranny, threw off bad governance over themselves. So now we have black people in a worse condition, black people in America. We are in worse condition than those Arabs that were under those regimes. So now we're saying, let's have a Black Summer. They had an Arab Spring, let's have a Black Summer where we rise up the same way and get rid of. We don't have to topple the American government. The American government can stay, but not over us where we live. We're going to declare independence where we live in America. There's probably over 1,200 or so black cities and black areas that's ruled by the American government in a racist way, in an unjust way. That shouldn't have been in place in the first place because we didn't elect, we didn't make that choice. We never said, okay, we want to be free from slavery, we want to be still under the same slave master's government that had us enslaved, that kidnapped us, that committed genocide against us, population transfer. Now we're saying, no, we know better now. There's no more hope left inside this system, so we're going to rise up for Black Summer. And it happens more than just one day. July the 4th is what we call Black Independence Day. It starts July the 4th. But we want, if everybody don't rise up that day, the whole summer we're organizing and we're rising up all over America. And it includes the whole world. We're pushing the agenda in Africa as well.
So we also know that July the 4th is also the date representing, let's say, symbolizing the independence of the USA. Why have you chosen this date to organize this bold movement?
Because of that. If America felt that the founding fathers of America and the followers of them, their citizens at that time in 1776, felt that they had human rights, inalienable rights to be free, to have justice, to govern themselves, and what about us? When they declared independence on July the 4th, they denied us those same rights. We were slaves. So now it's 2025, and you still celebrating and we, as black people, we celebrate the same day for them, thinking we're part of that country. So now if you can declare independence, why can't we declare independence? If you can throw off tyranny and oppression from over you, then we can do the same thing as black people. So we're choosing the same day.
Now, how will the union leaders ensure legitimacy and widespread participation in this movement?
Well, legitimacy is the fact that it's our human right. We have a right to do this. It's the #1 human right called the right of self-determination. Now, widespread participation, we have to engage in campaigning. Just like if it's President Trump or Kamala Harris, whoever's running for president, how do they ensure participation? By campaigning, by getting out to the masses, making them aware. So now we're engaged in campaigning, getting out to the masses, making them of the fact that we do have this right, #1. And if they know that we have this right, definitely they are going to participate. If they know they had this, if black people know they have this power that we're talking about called the right of self-determination, where we can take over our neighborhoods, we take over our communities, take over our cities, give ourselves reparations, give ourselves free housing, stop the tyranny, stop the perpetual poverty, police brutality. If we knew we had that power to end it ourselves, instead of appealing to them, we would choose to assert that power ourselves. So now if we campaign correctly and get this awareness out to the people of their right, they are definitely going to stand up.
Now let's come to the main figures of this movement. Apart from you, who are the main figures of this movement?
Of course, apart from me, you have my organization, Human Rights Policy Officers. Also, we have attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz of Black Lawyers for Justice. We are the two main ones pushing this initiative. There are other organizations involved. We have endorsement from Dr. Cornel West, who was the presidential candidate for the last election, as well as his vice presidential candidate, running mate, Dr. Melina Abdullah, who was one of the founders of Black Lives Matter and the founder of Black Lives Matter Grassroots. They are involved in endorsing the movement as well. But the main pushers are myself and the human rights policy officers and Attorney Malik Zulu Shubaz, Black Lawyers for Justice, as well as the new Black Panther Party and the Black Panther Movement. A
Black Summer 2025 manifesto is questioning the current African Union and calling for the implementation of a People's African Union. So what's the matter with the African Union?
What's the matter with it? What's right with it? There's nothing right with it. It was started with noble intents as the Organization of African Unity. Many leaders who were not even governments, they were just fighting colonial powers at that time. They were strong, they were standing up boldly. They didn't have their own military. Some of them were just so-called rebels against the colonial powers, but they stood up strong for self-determination. Now we have the African Union. It was transitioned into that name by Muammar Gaddafi. The same person who helped them transition into the African Union allowed America, NATO powers, to kill that leader. They lost all legitimacy when they allowed that to happen. So now we're saying same thing Robert Mugabe said, after they killed Gaddafi. Robert Mugabe gave a speech to the African Union and questioned, why are you all allowing the same people that killed Gaddafi here? Because they are financed by them. And most leaders are demoralized. Nobody wants to be Thomas Sankara. Nobody wants to be Patrice Lumumba. Dipped in the acid, chopped into pieces. Nobody wants to be these assassinated leaders or sabotaged countries. So now the African Union, they're afraid. They're under the leadership, really not of African leaders, of America, of the European Union, of the UK, of France. So they're not legitimate in the first place because they don't represent the people. They represent their personal power that they have and not the aspirations of African people. If they did, then Africa would not be in the condition that is in. Gaddafi would still be alive. Ibrahim Traore would not be facing what he's facing right now here in Burkina Faso and the rest of the leaders of the Sahel region. They wouldn't be facing what they're facing right now. The fight would be over if the African Union was who it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to be.
Okay, but what's the relationship between Black Summer and what's going on in Africa, in the Sahel notably?
Well, Black Summer means we're rising up to assert our right to be free, our right to be independent. Same thing going on right here in the Sahel region. You have a right to be independent. You have a right to control your own resources. So it's the same uprising against the same peoples, the same powers in place, United States and European powers who are determined to keep us in control, to keep us colonized. So we're saying in America, no more. We know better now. We know we have a right of self-determination, so we're standing up for that. And we're throwing off all oppression and we're declaring our independence. Same thing happening here in the Sahel region, and we're calling on the whole Africa to stand up, like the Sahel Alliance is standing up and say, look, we control this. These are our countries. This is our land. These are our people. You can't control our people, our land, our resources anymore. It's black independence in America, and it's black independence for Africans on the continent.
All right. The movement is also calling for the president of FASO, Captain Ibrahim Traore, to head the People's African Union. So could you tell us why have you made this choice?
I mean, it's the people's choice. He's the people's champion right now. Who's everybody paying attention to? Who's everybody shouting? Ibrahim Traore, Captain Traore. Everybody's, of course, the People's Union, African Union, is just a concept, something we want to happen. We're trying to make it happen. It needs leadership. It needs bold leadership. Who's the boldest leadership right now?
Right.
On the planet. Not just Africa, on the planet. It seems to be the leaders of the Sahel, Captain Ibrahim Traore. So we need a champion for the people to unite us, to throw off tyranny away from Africa, to throw off neo-colonialism so that people of Africa can control our resources so that all of Africa can enjoy the wealth of their own lands. And who else better to do that than Captain Ibrahim Traore?
Okay, but is Captain Ibrahim Traore informed about the initiative?
No, he's not informed. Sometimes people don't have to be informed, but the people need him, so he has to answer the call. If enough people stand up, I'm sure a humble brother like that who represents the will of the people, that he'll have to listen because we need him. We need him.
But do you think he will agree or disagree? I don't know. What's your viewpoint about?
That's a good question. I know he doesn't aspire to be in such a position. He's concerned with the protection of his country and the growth and development of his country. But we pray that he accept that position.
Okay. Now, how does the Afro-descendant Union plan to engage with existing African nations and the broader international community to gain recognition and support? How?
Well, number one, we engage with African nations, those who are revolutionary. We can engage with their leadership.
Like Burkina.
Like Burkina. That's why we're here. And those that may not be, which is the majority of African nations that are afraid of America, they know what we're talking about and they support us secretly, but they will not support us openly. Right. Then we talk to the public leadership, the leadership of the organizations, the revolutionary organizations within those nations to stand up and give us support. And sooner or later, the government will be forced, because the government is really under the will of the people. The government is not the power. People have the power. So we will communicate the message to the people who will also benefit from Black Summer. They will benefit from standing up and being independent in Africa, and African Americans' independence will benefit Black people in Africa.
Ramzi Yunus, we saw last week you contributed to the Patriotic Support Fund. What is the message you would like to convey?
Well,
a Black American in Burkina contributing to the Patriotic Support Fund.
Well, Africa is Black America's homeland. So we're going to contribute, support the defense of the homeland, the rise of the homeland. And it's happening right here. The example's been set here. So if we can contribute, we can contribute it. So, and that's what we did. So we're calling on all African Americans, all people in the diaspora to contribute through, that's what the Pan-African coin is for them to be able to contribute to the defense and the uprising of Africa.
The Pan-African Wallet is also an initiative of yours. What is it about?
Well, it's about, the Pan-African Wallet holds the Pan-African coin. The coin is an empowerment initiative for Africa, starting in the Sahel region. Number one, to bring in support, financial support for the struggle against imperialism that the Sahel Alliance is engaged in, and then also humanitarian initiatives and economic sustainability.
In light of recent calls for stronger ties between Africa and its diaspora, how does the Union envision fostering Pan-African unity and collaboration?
Well, just like we see some of us doing with the African Union, with the African People's Union, there must be also a seat in there for Black people in the diaspora, so we can work with the different nations, either through the African Union or us having, as Afro-descendants, our own embassies within African nations so that we can engage directly with our brothers and sisters and leadership on the continent. So that's the type of moves that we are making, fostering those type of relationships. Okay.
Now, at the moment, what are the challenges of your movement? The challenges you are faced with at the moment?
Well, truth really has no challenges besides the dissemination of the truth. We have to get the truth out to the people. So that's the only challenge, is making the truth widespread, going through the different channels to make sure the people hear the truth. Other than that, truth has no challenge.
I think we are getting close to the end of this interview, this show. What do you want to say as a final word before we conclude this show?
Yeah. I would like to say, first of all, Black Summer is a must. It's something that we have to do. Not something that we can do, or maybe you want to consider it. No, Black people, we have to participate in Black Summer. All over, globally, we must rise for our independence. We have no other choice. So we're making the call. We're appealing to Africa, South America, Afro-descendants everywhere. Stand up. Learn that you have a right of self-determination. Let's unite and stand up for that right of self-determination and throw off oppression, throw off neocolonialism, throw off imperialism via our human right of self-determination. Let's stand together, and it's over with for imperialism.
Thank you very much, Ramzi Yunus. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember that I've received Ramzi Yunus, an Afro-descendant. He's come to talk about African Black Summer 2025. Thank you, Ramzi Yunus, once again. Ladies and gentlemen, this
Thank
program has come to an end. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to the television of Burkina Faso. Next time.
Mokolo mosusu nga na kanisi na loti lokola ngai na kolala mama mokolo na kokufa Baba Musa Baba Musa Baba Musa Hey Baba Musa Hey Baba Musa Baba Musa Baba Musa Baba Musa Jigga 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 Hey Garaba Tindi Tindi tum gaze Tani yama Tindi Tindi tum gaze Ana awa Tindi Bamaruba Yesum tu sende we Mapala bala yelle
Les victoires engrangées sur les théâtres des opérations par les forces combattantes conduisent les terroristes désemparés à faire usage de toutes sortes de moyens et de perfidies pour perpétrer des attaques. Dans ce contexte, le gouvernement invite les populations à alerter les forces de défense et de sécurité FDS sur tout comportement suspect, notamment les présences prolongées d'individus à proximité d'un site sensible. Les changements comportementaux soudains et inexpliqués dans le voisinage, l'environnement professionnel et estudiantin, la réclusion d'occupation d'une maison isolée ou protégée d'un mur élevé, les prises de vue d'installations sensibles et stratégiques, le mouvement de véhicules suspects autour des installations sensibles et stratégiques. Convaincu que c'est à l'unisson que nous remporterons la victoire totale contre le terrorisme, le gouvernement remercie les populations pour leur précieuse collaboration avec les FDS et les invite à utiliser les numéros 10 10, 16 et 17 pour les alertes et dénonciations. Tous unis, nous vaincrons les forces du mal.
Chers téléspectateurs, que Dieu vous bénisse, qu'il vous apporte sa miséricorde et sa joie dans votre vie personnelle, dans votre famille, dans vos entreprises et dans la nation tout entière. Que Dieu bénisse ce pays, ce beau pays qu'il nous a donné, que Dieu nous garde en paix à l'intérieur de ce pays et que Dieu nous permette de vivre un développement qui va faire du bien à chaque habitant de notre nation. Nos pensées vont vers les personnes qui souffrent de différentes manières. Il y en a qui sont à l'hôpital. Nous prions que Jésus-Christ se souvienne de ces personnes et qu'il étende sa main guérissante sur ces personnes. Il y en a qui sont dans le deuil, tout simplement. Que le Seigneur puisse combler le vide dans leur cœur. Dieu vous aime, chers téléspectateurs, quelles que soient les situations par lesquelles vous passez en ce moment. Dieu n'est pas absent, Dieu est présent. Dieu contrôle l'histoire de l'humanité et il a fixé un temps pour toutes choses. Et quand les temps seront accomplis, Dieu manifestera sa gloire et tout œil le verra. Mais en attendant, il offre l'opportunité à l'homme de venir vers lui, d'accepter sa main de réconciliation et d'entrer dans la communion avec lui. Dans le cadre de cette émission, je voudrais vous conduire à une expérience qui a eu lieu il y a des siècles en arrière avec l'apôtre Paul lors de sa visite à Athènes. Vous savez que les Athéniens, c'était des hommes qui étaient attachés aux divinités. C'est là où il y avait des